Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. Well, hello. She was very excited about this Libra reading. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started here. Okay, and so our card tonight is from Tarot of the Abyss, and I've been using this one for our bonus readings. This is a bonus reading for Libra. I like to use usually I use the Thoth deck in my main readings, but in the bonus readings, I get into some of the beautiful decks that I've been collecting, or sometimes I go and borrow my husband's decks, which I know you're not supposed to use other people's decks, but he has some beautiful ones, so so I do. But anyways, so our card tonight is the Two of Wands. And so we are looking for direction. We are making some choices. All right. Okay, and let's see. What do these tea leaves have to say tonight? TT, don't start this. That's like cleaning yourself is for the end of the reading, I think. Or at least the middle. Okay, let's see. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell when you do, and it will let you know when the next videos are coming out. Oh, I see an anglerfish. If you don't know what that is, it's one of those, it's like a deep sea fish. It's pretty grotesque looking, but really cute. It's actually kind of cute. And they have the little, kind of like the little lantern. It's like a little fishing pole looking thing. And then a little lantern that kind of hangs off of it. It's a little light that, and now I feel like I read that this is not actually part of them. It's maybe like they have like a symbiotic relationship with something that does that, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments because I totally forget. But my daughter loves anglerfish, so I can't wait to tell her, hey, guess what I saw in my reading. So anyways, I feel like this is it's kind of like the Hermit, right? It's like the aquatic hermit card. And so we're in the darkest places of the ocean, way down deep. And, but definitely have that sacred illuminating lantern. Okay. Going about your path, going about your journey, and, doing the work where it needs to be done. And yeah, probably a little bit in hermit mode lately. I think that you just kind of are really detoxing from people, which makes sense for Libra, right? You're really personable. You are somebody who is very caring. You take care of people. You listen. You're empathetic. You're an amazing friend. You're a great family member. I think that you are very much loved by more people than you know. But my goodness, you get burnt out, and I think, I always say, I think Virgos and Libras have a lot in common. And I think as a Virgo, I feel that to my core. So I think you're in a time where you are taking a little bit of a step back, kind of doing your own thing, working on the spiritual work, down there in the unconscious, looking and seeing what there is to see. So maybe employing some things like meditation, active imagination, dream work. And if you are working on in these realms, which I hope you are, I'm always so happy to hear when people are partaking in such things. But if you are doing this, do yourself a favor and keep a journal of what is going on. It is fun to go out and find a new little booklet, or I like composition books, or legal pads. I love legal pads because they're kind of cheery and yellow. But any kind of beautiful, journal. I know my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul, and he's an amazing tarot reader, so go check him out. But I know he likes moleskin. I think that's the name of them. Moleskin journals. They're pretty fancy. At least to me, I'm like, oh, those are really fancy little journals. So anyways, it's fun to go find that stuff. And it's important to keep track of the things that you are seeing, experiencing, the impressions that you are kind of bringing back into your waking life. And if it might seem like not very much, or that it has no connection right now, but as you get further into this journey later on, you might come back and look at these writings and say, wow, I see some patterns that are really sticking out to me. And, like anybody who's doing any kind of like teaching writing or beginning any kind of writing, especially like journaling and things that are personal for you, don't worry about the grammar. Don't worry about a narrative. Don't worry about if the sentence structure is good, or even if there are sentences at all. Oftentimes I just make lists. I just write down words and like some things to kind of give context, or I draw pictures, or little doodles, or whatever it is. It does not have to fit any kind of form. Just whatever gets you to that place where you are actually doing it. Okay, let's see. So I'm seeing a face here. I see a person standing here. It looks like they're holding a flower. And then up here, I'm seeing a face. Right here. Eyes, nose, mouth. Kind of like a bonnet on or something. And I see another person here. Actually, it looks like this one maybe is wearing a dress. And so I feel like there's maybe some kind of courtship or union, some kind of love here. And it seems like it might be romantic. And I think that this is something that, I don't know if it's a newer love, or maybe like your grandmother or your mother passed away, transitioned before you maybe met this person. And there's almost a feeling of, oh, I wish I knew if they would like them. Right? I know, like in my mind, I know, that, yeah, of course they'd like them. I'm going to pick a wonderful person to be with, right? But then there's that feeling like, wow, I just wish that I wish that they were here. I wish that they could be a part of our family in a more active and direct way. I wish that they came to my wedding. I wish, they, whatever it was, gave their blessing. And I look at this and I see it looks like a person kind of looking down on this situation. We even have a heart right here. And I think that that they love to see you happy. And I think that this is somebody in your family who always was kind of your champion, always kind of, did a little extra to let you know that you were loved. And not having them here, and I almost wonder if this is like maybe not your first marriage or important relationship. So maybe they saw a relationship before that while they were still, incarnate, and they saw this relationship that you had, maybe your first marriage or first, very serious relationship. And, for whatever reason, it became kind of troubled, and maybe they didn't even like that person very much. I don't know what the details are, but it seems like it was not a good match, and maybe that's how they felt. And I think this is maybe where the anxiety is, like not knowing if they would really like this other current connection. But I think that really, I feel like this is like your person, and I feel like this family member, this mother, this grandmother, aunt, whoever it is, older sister, they see that, they know that. And I feel like in a way they kind of even nudged you towards this relationship. I feel like this is kind of almost like your guardian angel in some ways, right? And I think that that they would love that you are happy, that you have found somebody who complements your life, that you two just mix together so well, that this is somebody who is loving and considerate and honors you, and who you do the same. And it's not hard. It's not hard to do that. Yeah, do you get in arguments and get in, little times in your life where things are difficult and you're not agreeing and there's stress and whatever else? Yeah, of course. Of course. That's life, right? That's a relationship. But this is somebody who I feel like this even comes to my mind that like when you're having a little disagreement, it's like, okay, let's figure this out before we go to bed, because I don't want to go to bed mad at you. I hate that, right? It's the worst. So I can see that you are somebody who really loves this person, and they love you. And I feel like it is a blessed relationship. It is a union that is protected in a lot of ways too by your ancestors, by your elders. Okay, they're watching out over you, and I think that you feel that. But even so, we always have that feeling of like, I wish I could just have that, them here. I wish there was the ability to, share this with them. Well, you do. You do. And I know it's not the same, but they are with you. Okay. Now, I want to look. We have a T right here. And we have a person going to get mail. I see a little mailbox right here. Also looks like a T. We also have like a little turkey. It looks like a female turkey and an eye. And this one looks like a big turkey too, actually. I'm thinking, have the wild turkeys been attacking you while you're getting your mail? No. I haven't seen a lot of turkey. I mean, I see them, but I haven't been approached by turkeys here where I live. But where I grew up in California, they were everywhere. They were like in the neighborhoods. And if you went down the wrong street, like when I would walk home from, especially during junior high, okay, and I'm 5 foot, and I was probably shorter then, but I stopped growing at a young age. And so these turkeys are as tall as me almost, right? And I would turn the corner and they would catch me. They would catch me. They would catch me. And they would charge and chase us down the street. And they were very territorial. So I'm scared of geese too. I love them. I love looking at them. But when I get close, I'm like, they're almost as tall as I am. But no, I don't know if this is it. Maybe this is kind of, well, the turkey, it is it is a bit aggressive, but it's territorial and it takes care of its little grouping. I don't know what they're called, a flock maybe. A pride of turkeys because they are like lions. But yes, I think that I'm seeing this and I feel like it's a sense of taking care of yours. Okay. And we also have, it feels like a message coming through. So we have that mail and some kind of news coming. It's coming along. And now I want to look at this one and I won't be crude, but it looks like somebody maybe relieving themselves a little bit, doing, whatever, I don't know how to say it for the algorithm, but yes, going to the bathroom. And, so I feel like there is somebody in your life. I don't know if it must be like a family member or a good friend because I feel like they feel comfortable coming to you. But this is somebody who feels like they're so intelligent and they're probably fairly accomplished, but they just piddle things away. They're not good with money. They're not good at making decisions. They're impulsive. This is somebody who is impulsive. And that's the thing. They work hard, get the thing that they want, and then it's like they absolutely waste the opportunity. And so I wonder if this is kind of, it feels like family because we have the turkeys. I feel like they're going to be sending you a message very quickly here. And I don't think it's anything terrible, but I do think that there's a sense of, and we have that Two of Wands, making a decision. And I feel like you're at the point where it's kind of like, I want to help you, but every time I have, you just kind of, you don't do anything with it. So I think that this is a place where you really have to kind of consider, am I being helpful or am I enabling this person? And that's a hard thing to kind of look at and be, and make a decision that is actually going to benefit the situation. And so, yeah, it might be uncomfortable, but I think that what has to be done. And I think that you've thought about this. Okay. I don't think that this is something that you are doing lightly, but it is something that kind of really, it has to kind of, I feel like, yeah, you have to kind of put your foot down a little bit of tough love, or at least holding somebody responsible, right? I don't know. It's hard. It's hard when it's a family dynamic. But, so often it's like we can just try to do everything for somebody we love. And then they don't know how to do things for themselves. Or, everything seems to come easily for them and they never kind of figure it out, and that's, it might feel like we're doing them some good. Like we're really trying to be giving and supportive, but it can be a disservice at some point. And I know this so well because my child, my lovely little angel of a child, you know, we're learning this. We're learning that if mommy asks you to do something and then you don't do it, then I say, ugh, okay, we're in a hurry, so I'll do it real quick. I'll pick up the toys. Wow, guess what? She's going to think that mommy's always going to do the running for her. she does. She crosses her arms. She's like, I'm not going to do that, Mom. And it's like, okay, well, new strategy, Mom. New strategy. So I want to look at this one real quick, and then we'll look at the bowl over here, the little plate. I'm losing my words here. It's getting late. Okay, so we have a turtle. So, of course, a sense of going slow, taking your time with this one. There is no rush, okay? I'm just going to move this here. I gotta cool down my... Okay. Pudgy, I can't have you up there, my love. Come on. I need to use the camera. Go on. Go on. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Just a few minutes. Okay, so we have a little house. It's the roof of the house. We have a fish. So we have abundance. And I think that this is a sense of things kind of coming together at home. And they have been. I think that this has been kind of a situation where there's been some reorganization at home, and maybe kind of people taking on different tasks, or something going on where the routine is changed, and maybe you have retired, or your spouse is retired, or somebody has moved in, or whatever it is. But I think that this is all coming together, and there's a sense of an abundance of resources and time, which time is a beautiful thing. And I feel like things are kind of getting into it's getting like kind of streamlined, where things are happening as you hope they would. Okay, and so that feels really good. Now we're going to look at the divine doors, and I'm going to stop where it feels right. It says freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reasons. Sounds good to me. All right. So let's see. I think that's it, Libra. My goodness. I felt like that was going to be a little bit longer of a reading, but I think we just kind of hit all the things there. And so I'm going to say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, happy Valentine's Day and happy Lunar New Year. We just had that as well. We're in the year of the dragon, and I feel like this is going to be quite a year of gain and power, a lot of success. I think really coming into a place of confidence and just kind of knowing what you want and going for it, right? I think a lot of times we reason our way out of doing the thing that we really want to do. And I think in this year, it's really going to be a time where it's like, this is what I have been dreaming of. I'm going to do it. If I have the means to or not, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to figure it out. And, I think it's going to pay off. I really think this is going to be a big payoff. And also, I feel like it's exciting. there's a sense of excitement and having people in your life who really are kind of, cheering you on and excited for you. And yeah, so I'm interested to hear about how these things go throughout the year. What you have planned, what you are thinking of doing. What are your dreams? What are your intentions to kind of begin that journey towards them if you haven't already. And yeah, I love you all so much. And I honestly just absolutely pray for each and every one of you that you are able to have the life that you want to have, and whatever that looks like. And so, with that, I'll say again, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in just a few days. Thank you for being here for this bonus reading. All right. Good night.